I am here with the man of the evening, Stan the Man Lee. It's so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. What would you like to say to fans coming to see your work here tonight?
Now,
We are on now.
I want to thank them for having spent all these years coming to see my cameos and, of course, watching the movie with it. And now I think they're going to find the funniest cameo of all. I can't wait till they see it.
Well, I can't wait for them to see it either. What is it like for you seeing all of these stars celebrating your work tonight? Your work is so momentous. What has it meant to you?
I'm going to show you why I'm such a great interview subject. It's nice.
Oh, it sure is nice, though. It's so lovely to see you here. You're so amazing with the fans. What brings you out?
It's force of habit. I never miss these things, and I figured I might as well come tonight also.
Well, we are so glad that you did. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. Enjoy the premiere tonight.
You're a great interviewer.
Thank you. You're a great creator.
So how are you guys feeling? I mean, this is insane.
This is incredible. I'm very excited to see the movie. As you may have heard, none of us have read the entire script. We just got our pages, so this is. I'm excited to see if I'm still in the movie.
Did he make it in?
Yes, Chris is in the movie. I can spoil that exclusively on the live stream. Chris Hemsworth is in Avengers Infinity War.
Breaking news,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Breaking news. What was it like working with the eye patch? I know it threw off your peripheral vision, but was it difficult on set?
It was CG, yeah, it was a CG eye patch. There was just 3 little dots, which I didn't even notice. But yeah, I'll tell you what the challenge occasionally was we'd shoot from certain angles, forget that they were later going to put the eye patch on, and all you would be seeing was the eye patch. So we had to reshoot a couple of things based on that, but look, apart from that, it was fine.
That's amazing.
We have many years of eye patch experience in the MCU and learned that putting it on later was best for the performance.
I spoke with Samuel L. Jackson in length about it and his preparation and tips and techniques on wearing an eye patch, and of course Anthony Hopkins, my father, Odin, and I felt like I'd done my research and it worked out.
These actors do not leave anything behind. They plumb all depths of character.
That's right.
You know, you didn't get a full script, and that takes a lot of trust to, sign on for a film where you don't get to read the whole thing. So talk about that for a sec, and how you convince the actors to do that.
Look, at this point, 19 films in, I think we kind of get what we can grab a hold of, and whatever that may be in any small part or large part in this universe, I'm on board for, and this experience is one of the best I've ever had, and something I was most excited for. This is the culmination of 10 years of 19 films from Kevin and his crew, so yeah.
It's been amazing, and the truth is, Chris and all the actors know their characters better than anybody. They've inhabited them for so long. They've grown with these characters. So they get their pages and then they improve them. And then on the day with Joe and Anthony Russo allowing a freedom to really give these spectacular performances. And this gentleman in particular, coming off of Ragnarok and what people are about to see in Infinity War is frankly astounding. It's super impressive.
Speaking of Ragnarok, there's a scene there when you're standing there shirtless, and I'm looking, going, this man is shredded to bits. Do you have a cheat day?
Are you
get fat?
Are you talking about him?
Yes,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Yes,
sorry.
yes.
I do have a cheat day.
Today?
Today, this is it. This is my cheat day.
So, welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You're welcome. So, did you guys give him any tips about how to survive all of this?
How to survive? I think they're trying to survive me. I think that's the point. So I think they keep everything to themselves, and they utilized everything that they could.
Everything that I've read about Thanos is that he's complicated. He's a complicated father. He's a complicated dictator. What was it about the role that really attracted you?
Well, I mean, look, the idea of 22 Avengers against this guy was kind of fun, just the idea of that. And then they sent me a Bible that I looked through, and there's so much history, and then you get into the fandom and everything. These guys are used to it. I'm not used to it. So you start to really kind of understand that this is something that people grew up with from 6 years old on. And it's great. It's great to be a part of that history.
How is this moment? I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm so excited that we get to finally see the movie.
Because you haven't seen it yet.
No, no one has, I think. I'm not sure. I definitely have not.
No, they actually, the Russo brothers this morning put something out about the fact that tonight is the very first time anyone is seeing the full thing.
Yeah, and it's cool that we all get to sit in a theater and watch it together and celebrate this kind of end of the last 10 years.
Your character has such a fascinating maturity, route, and growth to what happened to her. Can you talk about what it's like to play in such a complex character within this universe?
I mean, I feel so lucky that the writers and Kevin Feige have continued to give me interesting character and storylines, and this film, I get to do my favorite character arc yet, so I'm really excited to share it with everyone.
We won't ask you for specifics because we don't want any spoilers, but my question, we're talking about seeing the whole movie. You guys don't get the whole script. So for you as an actress, how do you sort of plot out like where you are on any given day in the script? What's that challenge like?
You just show up and you're ready to receive whatever. You don't get too attached to anything, which is really a nice exercise.
We spend a lot of time talking about how fit the men are for their stunts, but obviously the women are just as strong. What is some of your routine that you do in order to stay so fit?
I mean, boring stuff, like regular gym stuff. But I got to work with the stunt team a lot more this year, and that was really special. And they incorporated Scarlet Witch's movement. I flew a lot more. I was on wires a lot, so that was all really cool.
Now, how did you like the wired work? We've heard from some of the others that going upside down, maybe not as much fun.
Never did it. I always had a pick to keep me upright. But I love it. I'm addicted to it. Even if it was on my back, I wanted to be on the wire.
Yeah. And you've been going on this world tour with your Marvel family. What's it been like traveling the world together promoting this?
I wish I could have done more of it, honestly.
You're very busy working.
Yeah, I'm working. But I was able to go to London, and that was incredible. And then doing the junket this weekend was so much fun because it's almost impossible to wrangle us because all we want to do is catch up with each other. It's truly a really happy family to be a part of.
And it feels like a family, too, when we watch you perform on stage and on film.
We're standing here with none other than Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts herself. Welcome. You were just saying this is crazy like the Oscars.
I can't even hear you. It's so bananas, I don't know what you said.
We were saying how crazy this whole thing is.
Yes, it's amazing. I've never quite been to a premiere like this before.
You were in the very first Marvel film, Iron Man. You played this incredibly powerful, strong woman. What is it like to see basically your legacy throughout the universe?
It's amazing. I feel very honored to be a part of it. And it's wonderful that Marvel is really kind of fostering all these incredible female characters. And so I'm thrilled to be here tonight, even though I just have a little part in this one.
Well, I don't think anything Pepper does is little because you have such a huge influence on Tony. We were talking about he has his family of Avengers, but then he has this family with you and Happy. Can you talk about that dynamic and that part of his family?
Well, I think it's sort of what Tony always returns to. I think Happy and Pepper are really what ground him, and he can sort of go off and save the world, but then he needs to come home to people who love him.
I do have to ask, have there been any prolonged effects from the extremis, or is Pepper completely cured from that?
She's okay. She detoxed. She did a goop detox, and she's fine. No more extremis.
I hear that works.
Yeah, we hear there's good stuff there. One of the things we were talking about is this idea that it has been 10 years. So many of you, started off as young folk in the movie and then grew up and had families and all of that. So to see them through your children's eyes is a different experience.
It's true. My son was only a baby when we did the first Iron Man. So it's amazing to be here with him tonight.
Well, you guys have a wonderful time. Enjoy. And thank you for stopping and talking to the fans.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you very much.
Bye, guys. Enjoy. Bye.
We've been talking about how it's a big Marvel universe, and we have some of our friends from Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, JB Zaveos and Andrea Roth, here to talk a little bit about the show. Well, first of all, we got to talk about the film. What are you guys most excited to see tonight?
Where can you start? Like, it's epic.
I'm with her. I'm kind of confused. Like, who do I want to see first? I'm a huge Tony Stark fan, but yeah, that's probably it. That's my answer.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what Tony's up to also. But let's talk a little bit about Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. I'm so excited. South by Southwest, huge buzz about the show. Congratulations. What has it been like for you guys to finally get to share a little bit of it with the fans?
We need to say that we get to share a very little bit about it with the fans, right? I feel like we're under lock and key.
For me, almost nothing.
Yes.
My parents don't even know what this is about.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell them later.
Now they will. Now they will.
But you play Father Delgado, and you're going to be important to a certain member of Cloak and Dagger's life. Can you talk a little about it?
Yeah, I think it's someone that I can talk about it. I think, can I talk about it? Yeah. Yeah, all right, why not? Yeah, I think it's I play more of a mentor than anything. He's a father, he's a priest, but he's a mentor. He's someone that
he's a fatherly father.
Fatherly father but he's also a real person, and he's going through his own battles and stuff like that. So he's I think the best mentors is someone that's actually been through the thing that they're mentoring. So
I love that. And now, is Melissa Bowen going to be a motherly mother? Is the real question to Tandy.
That remains to be seen. She loves her with all of her heart, but unfortunately circumstances in life have made things complex, to say the least, and so the rest remains to be seen.
Well, we'll just have to wait to watch it. It's coming out in June. Hi!
How you doing?
Good, so nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. So we had your co-star Evangeline Lilly here before. We talked a little bit about, going from, I'm sorry, I banged your mic. We talked a little bit about going from, Ant-Man to this next character. So what are you allowed to tell us about what you're doing in this movie?
Boy, I really have no idea. You'd think I would have been prepped. I think the general rule of just don't spill too many beans. You can talk about who's in it, and general, the general tone of the thing, which is bananas, and I think we go further in this one.
So here's a question then. So you've been to the quantum realm. Doctor Strange has been to the multiverse. Both of those, as you say, are kind of bananas experiences. What advice would you give to him at this point about kind of navigating some of those crazy experiences?
Well, you got to take deep breaths, plenty of fluids, stuff with citrus, orange juice, a grapefruit juice is good. You want to load up on protein, and try and deep breaths and calm your nerves, because it's a mind melting experience.
How much of the great jokes that were heard in Ant-Man and going forward came from your genius versus the script?
Oh, no, they were all from my genius.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the script, I mean, you are a scriptwriter you were for Ant-Man and for Ant-Man and the Wasp. This time you kind of know going in that you're writing. So what's that been like, going into that process?
Well, it's been such a collaboration. It's always nice getting in from the ground up and help shaping it and writing scenes, but also working with these two guys, Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, who are really incredible writers, and I'd never worked with them before. They really did so much, as did Stephen Broussard, our producer, and Peyton Reed, the director, and Kevin Feige. It is a true collaboration.
Well, we cannot wait to see it this summer. We can't wait to see what you get to do in this movie. Have a wonderful time tonight, and thank you for stopping and talking to the fans.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This is insane, right?
So we stood here about 2.5 months ago, and your movie is still in theaters. How does that feel?
I mean, it's pretty. It's mind blowing to me. I mean, you just hope that people like what you get to be a part of, but couldn't have anticipated this. I mean, really could not have anticipated it, but it's kind of beyond one's dreams, so it's pretty awesome.
I've personally have seen it 10 times.
Ah, wow.
I have my favorite moments, but what was yours during the filming?
Oh, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I remember Chadwick saying the other day, like, there's a difference between during filming and then when you see it, they might change around based on audiences. Like when I was here in Los Angeles versus when I was in South Africa watching it, or in London. Like, it's very interesting to feel the audience feel it with you, and it was so. There's so many. It's hard to place, but I mean, I do love a lot of Shuri moments. She's really fun and charming and hilarious, and I love Letitia so much. So yeah.
And Drax, does that change for you as far as when you see the movie, the Guardians movies in different places with different audiences? Do you sort of pick out different moments that resonate with you?
No. It's always a weird thing for me. Like when I go and watch my show, films that I'm actually in, I feel nothing but embarrassment and self-consciousness. So I don't really get to enjoy it till I actually sit down. I think sit down and watch it kind of at home. Then is when I can really watch it just as a film and remove myself from it. Yeah, so if we go out and like things like this are a little overwhelming for me. And I'm always my own worst critic, so seeing myself on film is it's just a horrifying experience for me.
That's amazing, someone so big and strong to have that fear.
I'm super critical and self-conscious about, my performances, and so it's a self-conscious thing. I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. It just shows you, I think it shows you how passionate I am about this. But as far as this, I don't think I'm in this movie much. So I don't know if
none of us have seen it, right? So we don't know if we're in it at all. We're just here to enjoy it. We have no idea.
Right. So I just want to enjoy it. I think I'm just going to be able to sit through it and enjoy it. Just be a fan. Yes. Yeah.
Of course, one of the things we were just talking about with Kevin is Thanos and how he is just, this is the culmination of his story, and we finally get to see it. Thanos is very personal for Drax. For the Wakandans, a little bit less so. So what's that like for each of you, fighting an unknown, for you fighting something very personal?
I can't hear you at all. I'm sorry.
Your relationship with Thanos.
My relationship with Thanos. The cool thing about this is I think, there is definitely a history between Drax and Thanos. But the thing is, if you look across the board with all the characters, he's tied into everyone. He's connected to everyone's life. Everybody's in this film. Every Avenger has got, everybody from Wakanda has got personal issue with Thanos. So I think it's, there is definitely a history there, but I think across the board, and I think that'll reflect even more in this film. People will pick up and really see how much Thanos has just affected everyone, and that's why we all just want to kill him.
We want the head of Thanos. Yeah, he's the biggest threat you could ever imagine, right? So, of course, that involves bringing everyone together to make sure that that threat doesn't take away everything we know and love.
Well, we're excited to see you bring it with the Dora Milaje again, because that's one of my favorite parts of Black Panther.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see what we see. Listen, I'm excited to see everything myself, but as I said, I haven't seen it yet, so we're all going to be experiencing it together, which is going to be awesome.
Exactly. All right, we got to send you guys on your way, even though we could talk to you forever. Have a great time tonight. There's a lot of people here who want to talk to you.